Hello and welcome to Learn Code with Ganny, a place where we make code easy and simple like ABC. Today, as we are talking on the series of other users of the road, we are going to talk about the new means of moving around in the city. You know, nowadays we have electric scooter, we have overboard, we have a lot of them, and we are going to mention them today. We are going to talk about the rules and the speed limit that they have the right to move on the road. We also going to talk about the fine that guide them as well. So in case you are finding value in this video, do not forget to like, share and subscribe to my channel on YouTube. And if you are watching on Facebook, do not forget to follow my page as well. So therefore, let's go to the class. If you are ready to learn this code, the new means of transportation in the city, that is what we are talking about now. That it is called NVEI. That is the new electric vehicle, and the e-bike, which is the electric assisted bike, have revolutionized the way of driving in the city center. Practical and more environmental friendly than other conventional motor vehicles. The legislation of this use of this new means of transport will come into force in September 2019. So they have been using this one since September 2019. They have come into force. So let's break it down. Let's know them one by one. This NVE. What are they? Who are they? Let's know them. The vehicle considered to be part of this NVEI are scooter, the electric one, overboard, we can see them, gyrover and gropod and segway, then electric skate. Electric skate have started, yes. Due to the growing innovation in terms of this urban mobility, the list of NVE is brought to evolution. So they now brought them because people are start using them. They now bring them, they now start giving them their own speed as well. The maximum speed that overboard is 15 km/h. Zero rule is 20 km/h. Then the electric skateboarding is 30 km/h. The electric scooter is 40 km/h. That is a maximum they must drive. And what are the rules that guide them? So I'm going to read the rules that guide them now. It's similar to pedestrian, no motorized person, mobilized device have the right to travel on the sideway. So they also have the right to move on the same road that the pedestrian are moving. What about the NVEI? Not belong to any category of the user of the highway. There are no specific regulation code guiding or governing the use of this type of means of transport. In the absence of official text, it is accepted that this user had to comply with the highway code and the regulation in force for the pedestrian. That is, all these five that I mentioned here, because they don't have their general rules. So the law is telling us that they have to follow the rules. You have to follow the rules of the pedestrian for them. Pedestrian are the people that are using their leg. I've mentioned them already. People that are pushing wheelchair, those are the pedestrians, not only people walking. So you have to follow the rules to guide all these people as well. Then, faced with this observation and for security issue related to the vulnerability of NVEI user and other user like motorists, pedestrian, motorcyclists as well, the law provide for them must be used. I've said it already. So it intends to clarify the nature of the NVEIS with the creation of the dedication category in the highway. New rule also appear to the end of the legal surrounding the use of it. So let's talk about the general rules that is guiding them. Now, what are the general rules? These are the general rules. Here is the general rules that we want to talk about now. Adopt prudent behavior for the safety of the user and the other user. Be at least 8 years old to have the right to use all those that we have mentioned above. 8 years old. The transport of passenger and goods is prohibited. They cannot carry anybody, it can only be them. The prohibition to wear the earphone or any other devices likely to reduce their sound is prohibited. They cannot wear earpiece on their ear because it will not let them to hear anything. That is why those are the general rules. Then another rules is that is called the rule related to the equipment to have it. User under 12 years must wear helmet. User under 12 years must wear helmet. So we are now in this case now. For sufficient visibility, it is mandatory to wear retro reflect clothing equipment. That is, for good, they must wear the yellow vest. That is what this one is talking about. They must wear the yellow vest. NVEIS must be equipped with light front and rear. That is, they must have both front light and back light, which is this one. Retro reflect device, brake and alarm, audible alarm. They must have audible alarm. They must have wear the cloth, and also it is forbidden to travel board a NVEI whose maximum speed is limited to 25 kilometers per hour. So they must not go more than 25 kilometers per hour. So that is another rule for the one that are less than 12 years old. So we are going to this place now, which said the traffic rules. What are the rules that guide them traffically? So on the road, it is forbidden to drive on the sideway on board an NVEI. On a sidewalk, NVE must be driving by hand without using any engine. 2. In a build-up area, it is mandatory to travel with an NVEI on a path of a cyclist or on the road that is only authorized with 50 kilometers. They must not go to the road that is 80 kilometers. It is untardue. Outside the city, it is mandatory to travel on greenway path. It is strictly forbidden to drive on the highway. They do not have the right to drive on the highway outside the city. Okay, but in the city, it's only where it is 50 kilometers per hour that they can drive. That is what is called build up area. The build up, that is where they build houses, offices, and everything. That's why. Then the parking on the sideway is only possible if it does not interfere with a pedestrian traffic. If it does not stop other people from crossing, you can park. If not, you cannot park. In the event of non-compliance with this law, there is sanction. So let's go to the sanction now. If that is not follow all this sanction, this thing, there is sanction. So we are going to the sanction now. So what are the sanctions? So let's go to the sanction. What are the sanctions now? The law provides 3 levels of classification in the event of non-compliance with the regulations. Number 1, in the case of parking. Number 1, in the event of non-compliance with the traffic rule, the sanction provided for by this law fall under the second category involving €35. So in case they did not follow all these rules that I've mentioned above, they are liable to pay €35. Fine. In the event of sidewalk, they do not have the right to move on the road. And in case they are now moving on the road now, or they park to block other passenger, the fine is €135 that they are going to pay. 135, that's what they are going to pay. And in the event of traffic above 25 kilometers per hour, if they are moving more than that, 25 kilometers per hour, they fall into the fifth category, and they are going to pay €1,005. So in case you are driving this, that is the law for you, and you need to take all this into consideration before you choose whether you are going to drive it or not. So in case you are getting value, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to my channel if you are watching on YouTube. And if you are watching on Facebook, do follow my page and share, let others know about it. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in my next class.